Welcome everybody to this episode of Delano Podcast News. My guest today is Julio Segura. He's the director of the Delano Adult School here in Delano. He is going to give us some information and just kind of talk about options that everybody has. So stay tuned. All right. Oh, Julio, how are you doing, man?
Doing good. Hello, everybody. I'm here to tell everybody more about the Delano Adult School and what are the services they provide, and where are we located, and what kind of stuff do we do.
Yeah. So, I mean, the adult school, just as a normal person, just like as a citizen, we always see the adult school. That's it's more than just a GED kind of program, right?
Yes. A lot of people have the notion that the adult school is more of the nice school where we finish the high school diploma or GED, that they can finish that. But in reality, we have a lot more going on as far as high school diploma and GED. We also have our ESL program, which is English as a second language for all those people that want to learn a foreign language. We also have citizenship classes for those students that want to become citizens in the future. As far as other programs that we have career technical education programs. Some belong to the adult school, and we have another sister school that works through the adult school that provides other career technical education programs. And I'll mention those as we go along.
So, like, as far as like demographics, what is the majority age that kind of goes to the adult school?
The majority of the age falls between 25 to 34 or 35 years old. But actually, any student from 18 all the way up to, as long as they can make it to school, they can join our programs.
So, what information do you have, or what can someone that's probably looking to? Well, I'll say, how would I put this? If you're thinking of needing the services of the adult school, what's the kind of person that would want to have that?
Okay,
who would you be targeting as far as the people?
Normally, we get a lot of students. A lot of students that come in, they follow kind of like a track. So what they do is because the like this notion that is just to finish high school diploma or get their GED. A lot of the students. They come in and I want to finish my high school diploma. So we have our counselor. Our counselor serves as a career liaison also, and a transition specialist. So what she does, she says, well, did you go to high school? Depending on where they are in high school, they either continue their education, but if they lack too many credits, then they go through the GED program. It will be faster for them to finish a high school equivalency certificate. Now, once a student that has a high school diploma that they don't know what to do, they can come in, and what we can offer a nursing assistant program, or we can offer our business education programs. Also, through the other schools that we have, actually, the adult school also offers a welding program to students that are interested in it. Some of the CTE programs do have a fee, and that varies depending on the program. Our nursing program has a $500 fee. Our welding program has a $200 fee per semester, and the business class it's broken down into different classes, so it's usually $25 fee per class.
So like GED and high school diploma, what's the main difference between the two? Because there's a difference, right? Or are they kind of the same?
No, as far as the state or any employer, a high school diploma or a GED, they have the same weight. Okay, so I've heard of other schools that make them go through credits, and then they have to take the GED in order to get a valid high school diploma. But what happens with those schools is they might not be accredited through what we go through an accreditation through the Western Western Association of School and Colleges.
WASC.
WASC.
Yeah.
WASC. So with that, we can offer a high school diploma, but we also have the option of getting them GED prep, because we don't offer a high school equivalency certificate. The state does. So we just prepare them to take the GED exam.
So I mean, whether if you get that, it really doesn't matter. You can go on to college even from a GED or anything, because there's
from GED you can go to college, and in high school diploma you can go to college. The difference between going to college, you can go to college without a high school diploma, but besides some people frowning on it, you might not be eligible for financial aid.
Oh, okay. So see, that's what I didn't understand, because I've even seen like somewhere like, well, it doesn't matter if you didn't have a high school diploma, you could start like BC or any other private university if you wanted to do, but I didn't know that. That's probably the main thing, right? Is the financial aid and the funding to help you go through school. So you still a welding program, right?
Yes.
So is that like a full? You get certificated?
You get certificated as the NC. You know what? Let me look it up here. And I don't. It's the NCCER core certification. So it's a basic certification, and it's a national certification on the welding class.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. That's what I'm taking a look at. It's let me see if I can pull it up right here. Well, yeah, I think it's showing me like NCCER. Is that what you said?
NCCER.
Yeah,
core certification. So a lot of the employers, the student can take our class, and as long as they get that certification, employers can go into the NCCER and look up a student, and they'll see what they're certified on, because the teacher can certify them in different areas, which is like cutting, what type of welding they know, and stuff like that, and that way the employer can see, oh, okay, he is qualified, he got his certification and some experience on that welding part.
So is that a hands-on kind of course, or is it more of a? So they actually
do that. The first week usually it's a lot of safety procedures and all that, and then after that, they actually go into the welding room and they start either welding or cutting.
Because I know welding is a pretty good industry to get into. If you're just looking at if it's something you really like to do, there's always jobs.
Yeah,
pretty much in welding when it comes to either oil industry to pretty much anything.
Yes.
Boilermakers,
yes,
energy, everything. So.
The welding class we started about 2 years ago. It wasn't very well attended the first time, just because a lot of people didn't know about it. Once we went through our first class, material cost is very expensive, especially now.
Yeah.
But
I know steel costs have gone up a lot.
Yes. So our fees, right now we have it at $200. That is just material costs. We try to do that through the funding of the adult school, as far as the teacher and all the time the other resources, all the indirect costs that we had to put in there. So $200 compared to other schools is really it's actually kind of low.
Yeah, I could imagine it could be more. Because even BC's course, because you pay by what credit or by unit price. So it's going to be a lot more than that.
Yes.
So is there really a difference between maybe the same certificated course here versus like BC or any other?
I'm glad you asked that. This class is actually articulated with BC to follow a pathway to a higher certification. So this will be the first course, and then the students can actually transition into Bakersfield College and continue their welding, a full welding certification, either with an AS or an AA. I don't remember what type of actually certificate they do, but they could follow a pathway to that, and this will count.
So they could transfer over to BC.
Class. Exactly.
What's the percentage of people that are transferring over to BC? Or are they just going straight into the workforce?
This is our second semester of the students. Actually, getting certified, and the second class just finished in this December. So I will have to go back and see how many students will transfer.
About how many people are in each class? Do we have was what
We
10 or 15?
cap it at 22.
22.
Uh-huh.
That's a good amount of people taking the class.
Yeah, and it's full.
So I'm sorry. So I'm probably have a waiting list on it.
Right now we do have a waiting list. I do have a waiting list. But not to discourage students, to get on the waiting list, because at the moment of when the class starts, many students do start like, oh, maybe I can do it right now and this and that. Because when we deal with the adult students, they have personal lives and they have responsibilities and all that, so they have
Families.
to weigh those responsibilities and see what's going to benefit in the long run and the short run. And because even though we're helping the student, most of the time we're dealing with families, and one person getting certified or getting better education is going to be we're going to help the whole family just by one having taken the classes and making him more of his earning potential just went up. So we help the whole family indirectly, even though the student is the one that went to school. So, but I mean, the students can come in and all that, and maybe we go down the line, we start calling, oh, I'm not going to be able to make it this semester. I'll try next semester and all that. So we start going down the line and on the waiting list. And usually also, like on the January 2nd, when we go back, I know I'm going to have students waiting to get on the list, or
if they see this podcast, they're going to be like, I'm going to show up on the 2nd and get my name on that list if I want to do that welding program.
Yes, exactly.
But so that program, I mean, you got to have like a lot. There's not probably just like one family member there. There's probably like multiple family members that are trying to maybe participate at whatever the adult school has to offer.
Yes. Well, what I meant is one person will help the family member as a family unit. But I mean, meaning the students that they do come in like with friends, or maybe with my brother. Me and my brother are taking the class, together, and a lot of it is in pairs. A lot of it they come. People feel more safe when they're with among friends and all that, especially at that age, because I mean, there's always that little thing about embarrassment of going back to school. I should have done it when I was younger, yeah, and they do feel that way. But there is no age to come back and get a better education and hopefully leads to a better job.
Now, do you guys offer anything, like say you got a working single mother or a single father or someone that they're just really limited on supply or time? Because I mean, if it's majority, it's all day, right? There's morning and evening classes.
There's daytime and there's daytime and evening classes. So the daytime we run it by blocks, 2-hour blocks, and in the daytime our only CTE program that we run in the daytime is the business, and that's usually, let me look it up here, business education.
I'm trying to pull it up right here.
So
see if I can. It's under
so
academics.
right here in academics, then business education.
Business education. Okay, so I say it offers necessary skills, knowledge, and attitude in an office work environment.
So if you go into the program offer, I can see in the business programs, this is what we offer. So these are broken down into different classes. So in the same classroom, all this is going on: the introduction to computer literacy, the general office clerk program, the workforce readiness programs. We offer QuickBooks, payroll accounting, and accounting basics. A lot of our students that take this class and all that, they go either work for ranchers around the area, and they start doing payroll. Or they go into the into the schools, and they started some type of clerical work, and they eventually advanced to be secretaries or any type of clerical data entry.
This could work even for someone basically wanting to start their own
Mm-hmm.
business, because I mean they'll have some knowledge. I mean,
Exactly.
as a business person, you're always going to hire outside for
Mm-hmm.
some things, because I mean you can only do so much and you only have so much knowledge, so you hire someone that's professional that can do it for you.
Yes.
But like office clerk and computer literacy, even accounting basics, just to kind of cover yourself before you hand it off to an accountant or CPA.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good if somebody wants
Yes.
to start a business.
So and in here also the students get their 10K certificate, and well, you get certifications for almost everything, and but we also offer the 10K for people that just want a 10K certificate. They could be already working, but they're looking for another job, and they when they're applying for another job, they need a 10K certificate or a keyboard certificate. They can go and take it there. We offer those Monday through Friday from 8 to 11.
Just so people, I'm gonna pull it up real quick, because you're speaking probably to some people. You're speaking a foreign language. They don't know what a 10 key is. It's like, I know what a 10 key is, but a lot of people are like, this is a 10 key. It was like, I mean, where's that still used at? I mean, because to me, I mean, I have a 10 key on my laptop. I have 10 key for some
Well,
things, but
10K, like people that work at the banks,
yeah, okay.
tellers, they still use 10 keys. It's just they just go faster without even looking. They're just doing their 10 key, and they're adding, they're subtracting, and they require a 10 key certificate, typing certificate, even on the computers. I know kids are. I imagine that they're typing at a younger age. I mean, when I was in school, we didn't get to type until we were in high school. So
Yeah,
so
that was
now,
my freshman year.
Now that we have the computers, I mean, kids are going well now with the phones. I mean, the QWERTY
The QWERTY keyboard.
the QWERTY keyboards on the.
They're faster with their thumbs.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
Now, is there
No.
an age? Is there an age requirement? Of course, probably at 18, right?
18, as long as they're 18, and I mean, I shouldn't say that, but as long as they're walking, coming, we'll take.
Is it 18 to 99,
19
right?
to 99.
Or if there's someone over 100 and you want to take a 10 key course,
Mm-hmm.
So you guys have like any type of like childcare assistance or anything like that? If there's a mom or anything that's works all day and they don't have anyone to take care of their kids while they're going to school?
During the daytime, we don't, because students are supposed to be in school. So it's very, they usually require, they're usually babies, and we don't take care of them. They have to be. We have a childcare at night for 3 hours, 3 hours a night, and it's free for our students. And the student has to be 3 years old. They have to be potty trained, and they have to have their immunization record completed. So they had to register. I mean, and they had to be the son or daughter of the student. No nephews, no my grandkids or anything like that. They have to be their
parent,
their,
or
the parent or the son,
the
or
children,
daughter,
the child,
the child,
student. So I was looking at all the programs and services you guys have. You guys offer a lot of there's a lot of programs.
Well, if you go into the academic directory, it says that academic transition, that's handled by a class and also by our counselor, and she plays a big role in that as toward the end of every high school or GED completer. there's a class called College and Career, and she shows them a lot of what is it going to cost, what is it going to do to own a house, and what type of job they're going to want. And then, I mean, they go a whole semester on just trying for a student to find themselves on what they really actually want to do after they finish their high school diploma or GED. And then she works with them on the transition. I mean, kind of guidance counseling, transition to BC or to any other college, and also financial aid. I mean, she does a really good job on working with them. Business education we talk about. Uh, the ESL and the EL Civics. The EL Civics, what it is that it's a component that we also give into the ESL program, and we usually cover different things as far as like receiving a phone call or calling the school when their child is sick for an absence or something like that. So the student has to be able to communicate that in English to the secretary that their son is not going to be there, or making an appointment with a doctor. Also, our biggest unit is the DMB, applying for a driver's license,
Yeah.
and the that one because usually we do a needs assessment the year before over the next year. The students always pick the DMB and also going to a doctor's office. They want to learn about that. How do we do it? How do we do it in English? And the DMB is pretty big, and the other one is usually applying for naturalization.
Mhm.
That's another big one. So it's also included as a EL Civics objective.
So like most people that have either permanent resident or someone like that, they're going to be. This will be a course for them to
Yeah,
kind of help on a pathway.
To
If
help
they
them.
want to be a citizen, or get become a U.S. citizen, right?
Mhm.
So
We'll help
That's-
them with the interview process and all that, and they'll be prepared to take that exam.
so there is an exam with it.
Well,
Yeah,
Uh, the-
with the adult school exam, right?
we usually we just do like we call it the CIT, the citizenship, but it's just like a mock. We actually put them in a setup in a with one of our secretaries, and she does one of our data processing clerks, and she does the mock interview and asks them questions about like what is your name, where you're from, and I mean like if you were gonna go into the citizenship interview, I mean, and students students do get really nervous, and the more we tell them, it's just pretend. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it, and all that. But students do get really nervous. Some of them, when they find out they're gonna get the CIT exam, they're actually absent. I mean, like, so we wait for them until they come back, and then we catch them then. I mean, like, so I mean, but every student on the ESL
Hopefully
goes
none of
through
the students are watching that skip this exam because they're like, well, I'm just gonna wait till they don't do it.
No, we wait for them. I mean, it's kind of
I mean,
It's a must.
They need to take it.
Yeah,
'cause
it's a
they have to
must.
go through it.
yeah, it's a must exam. No, it's not something that we're gonna. It's something that we're gonna say. Oh no, you don't need to take it or anything like that. It's not negotiable. You have to take that exam.
What's
And it's a
the
mock.
what's the turnover rate for the students that go through like the for the civics and everything for them to be a citizen or the citizenship? What's the
citizenship-
turnover rate for them actually becoming U.S. citizens?
I will say about 10%. Them will take the citizenship exam. I mean, one of the things is since I don't know who's the resident,
Oh.
and we don't ask.
Mhm.
So I mean, we do it to everybody. We prepare everybody. We don't go and like, oh, you have a residence card, you don't, so you take the exam, you don't, or something like that. We do it to everybody. It just goes through the same process. By the time that they're gonna be ready or they get their green card, then they can go through the process, and they're probably a little bit along, and they're closer to getting the citizenship path.
Well, I mean that's good because I mean, either I mean it doesn't matter really on their status. At least they're putting forth the effort to wanting to become
Exactly.
a citizen and everything here for the what they need the right way.
Yes.
So I mean, I know you were a Spanish teacher, right? I remember you as a Spanish teacher. At,
I remember you from Almond Tree.
Almond Tree. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what led you to move over to the adult school?
Well, what happened? I mean, something about me is I came to the United States when I was 16, and I learned English here, and actually in Delano High, I went through the ESL program, and I went to the adult school in order to finish my credits a little bit faster because I came in as a sophomore, In the second year, I was still a sophomore because I didn't have the credit. So then I wanted to graduate with my class, so I went to the adult school. And the adult school was actually located on R1 at that time. And R1 through R5 don't exist anymore at Delano High. They're completely destroyed.
Those were the ones on the other side of the Garden of Eden, right?
Exactly.
Right there. Yeah, okay,
exactly. That's where the adult school used to be located. And then I graduated from high school, and I ended up in college by luck. One of my friends invited me to go take the assessment test. I didn't want to, and I was like, "Let's just go take it, see what happens," and all that. So I ended up taking it, and I got good scores. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll try it.
Keep on going.
Yeah, keep on going, and I ended up graduating from BC and then transferring to Cal State. Got my bachelor's degree in Spanish, so started teaching. I started teaching right there in Almond, and then I moved to Delano High, and I was a Spanish teacher, and I was working on my master's on that one, and to be an administrator, and at the time, one of my friends, he became the director of the adult school, but and he was looking for a resource teacher, and he asked me as a favor if I would apply for the position. So I did, and he trained me. He showed me a lot of stuff and all that, because I didn't know nothing about the adult school at the time, other than, oh, that's where you go and finish your credits, you know. And he showed me a lot of what's going on at the adult school, and how do we get the students, how do we get the funding, and all the areas and stuff like that. So eventually I became an administrator. I went to RFK for a while, and then I moved to Valley High School, and they were looking for an assistant over at the adult school. And since I was the one with a little bit more experience, they said, "Oh, hey, why don't you move over?" And I was there as an assistant, and eventually, administrators started moving up, and I became the director. And I like it. I don't see myself anywhere else.
Is there anything else? Anything else you can provide? Any other information?
We also have the nursing program. That's also once a semester, and we usually do our testing a month before the class starts. Unfortunately, on that program, the nursing assistant program is going to start in January, so we did our testing in December. So we already have our class going. And I
was going to say right here, because on the website it says September and late February, but they might change. So you said they already started testing.
And what happens is that let me see. Yeah, this needs an update. Anyway, what happens is that students have to go through a process in order to get into the program. They had to go through a physical, and they had to go through fingerprints in order to be clear before they even start their clinicals over at the nursing facility. Because they do have, besides taking the classes, they do have the clinicals on the weekends that they need to participate. And they actually engage with they observe patients, and they don't, but they're always with somebody, some of the nurses over there.
I'm looking at their requirements and everything on here. It says you got to be at least 18, high school or GED. Got to pass the CASAS. That's the test that you test before you go into the program?
They had to have a certain reading level, in order for them to join the class.
And of course, no felony convictions, and you must have a Social Security. And then you said there's more. They got to have the fingerprinting or live scan.
Yes, and the reason for that is because eventually they're going to take the state exam, and they're going to require that. And then and then another reason why is because they're gonna apply for a job. They're gonna require all that. So so we start doing that from the beginning. That's class that's also articulated with BCE. They want to follow. I
saw that on the bottom. It says that they can be transferred over for it counts for college credit at BC.
Exactly. So if they want to follow the LBM program and all that, that will count
So if you started out, so you got your GED, you got your you did the nursing assistant program, and then you wanted to move over to BC later as you're working, you could go to the LVN or even the nurse, a full on. You could become a registered nurse if you wanted to, right?
Exactly.
Cool. So it's a little stepping stone. Someone wants to kind of
and those, I mean, you can stack those certification and move on. I mean, it's not like starting over again. I mean, some private schools they offer a certain, but then if you want to move, you have to start all over again.
Yeah,
So the other one, like I mentioned before, it was the nursing assistant, the welding we already talked about, but ProTrain, it's one of the schools that works through the adult school. And what ProTrain does is they do all their registrations, and they do they do the registrations, but they use our classrooms here in Delano, or they do through like an ITV course or online course. And what they offer is the medical billing and coding, the pharmacy tech, medical scribe, medical assistant, and medical administrative assistant, and the networking and the A+. Those are computer classes.
So if you want to get into working IT, A+,
exactly. So they offer that. Also, the Delano Adult School counts with a testing center. But the testing is a person view testing center. So we're actually approved to do GED exams. Not all the adult schools have a testing center, and we also are approved to do some state testing, such as the CBES, the RICA, all the teacher certifications in the testing center.
So I mean, if you want to get into teaching after you've kind of completed,
when they ask you to take the exams, and when you go to Pearson View, you pick. I mean, usually by your address, they'll tell you what testing centers are near your area, and if we offer that exam, the Delano Adult School is going to come up on your screen.
Oh wow! Because I remember having to go all the way to Foothill to take the CBEST.
We got our testing center in 2014, but we started doing testing probably late around September of 2014.
Oh yeah, that was a lot beyond when. Yeah, because I think I took it back in like 09 or something like that. I tried to take the CBA. I had enough units at BC, and you were like, hey, you can sub on the side, make a little extra.
Yeah. No, yeah, we opened it late for 2014, and then since then, we've been doing those type of exams.
I'm looking over here at that ProTrain thing. It actually has a link on the website. If you click on it, it shows you kind of like what to kind of expect on there. I mean, tuition, that's not too bad. I mean, how long are all these programs? Is this per?
Usually our semester, like the medical billing or the medical assistant, they're usually a semester long.
So one semester. So it's a one semester. So like how it's saying medical and coding billings like around 35, 34 includes the exam and all that. Pharmacy tech about 1835.
Yes, and those are a little bit more expensive, but it's worked through them.
You're going to get a lot better return on investment. I mean,
yes.
Like pharmacy tech, it even tells you the median pay and everything. So it tells you all like 31,750 is about your median pay and everything. That's pretty good. Anyone looking to improve?
Yes,
try something different. That was interesting what you said earlier about that you guys kind of offer to kind of like figure out what they want to do. Because I mean, I remember going to BC, and I remember one professor, he told me, I was like, you know what, just take a whole bunch of GED. If you really don't know, don't declare anything yet. Just take a few courses and little things and find out what you want to do, and then move on from there.
That's how
because you're gonna need some of those general courses anyway. So he's like, might as well dabble in whatever. See, I really like this. Then you can kind of try a little more courses, because there's a lot of classes that kind of double stack on each other and they count for other things. So like, just try a lot of things. But that's really good too. To have someone there to kind of guide someone that doesn't really know if that's what they want to do. I mean, not to like say that you're gonna have to do that for the rest of your life, because I know what I think it's the majority of people change their career. I don't know how many times in their lifetime. It's like three or four times. Three or four times.
That's what I heard.
You're a Spanish teacher and you're an administrator. So I mean, that's a couple changes. So I mean, everybody changes something once in a while.
Yeah. Those. I mean, I'll other than this, attending the adult school, it's just the sense of the family. The students, they like it. Even they really like their teachers. I mean, they really get attached to the teachers. In the ESL programs, it makes it hard because they don't want to leave the teacher, even though they advance to levels. And it's like you have to move on to the other teacher. No, we want to stay with the same teacher. So that makes it hard. No, you really need to move on. And that's a lot of what we offer. Delano Adult School is here to stay. We're located at 1811 Princeton Street here in Delano, and we'll be open on January 2nd to start registrations. Our phone number is area code 661-720-4171, so they can call us if they have any questions.
Highlighted it right there so you can see if you want to check out more at the adult school. You can look up that number right there, kind of see.
So January 2nd is going to be our when we fully open. Right now we're on winter recess, so I mean, if you call right now, nobody's going to answer.
Yeah,
nobody's going to answer.
But January 2nd, got something 2nd. January 2nd, go ahead and go into the office, give a call, see what you need to do if you're looking for something to kind of advance yourself, or you just need to go find something. If you need to finish your GED or your diploma or whatever program, there sounds like there's a lot to offer over there. So, I mean, right now, we got a lot of, I know Delano population, we got a lot of seasonal. So, I mean, right now it's like I wouldn't say it's probably not there's not a lot of workers right now because it's out of the season for the majority of the agriculture that we have. So, I mean, right now is actually a good time to kind of go back to school.
Go back to school.
When does this semester finish?
The semester
one that's starting right now.
The semester is going to start in January 7th and is not finishing until the last day of May.
The last day of May. So, I mean, that's still pretty good because, I mean, most of the heavy rotation when the worker starts, maybe May, early June, mid-June?
But we also go by quarters. I mean, and remember, students can come in, they can learn as much as they can, and they don't finish because they have to go back to work or something comes up. I mean, we understand, and they can always come back and pick up where they left off and continue on, other than the CTE programs. I mean, I'm in on the high school diploma or the GED program. I mean, they continue. They make as many credits as they can. They have to go back to work. They go back to work. They can always come back and continue on with their credits. I mean,
so like the welding and the nursing assistant, those are kind of things you gotta
you
really
have to stick with them.
Them.
Yeah, those you have to stick with them.
All right, well. We got a lot of information on this. So, I mean, anybody that's really looking for something, we got a lot of information for people. Any closing remarks? Any last?
I mean, just on call us. Let us know what kind of program are you interested in, and we don't offer the program. We can point you out to the place where they do offer them. We're the ones in Delano. We're not the only ones. McFarland has their own adult center. As well as Wasco. We work under the North Current Adult School Alliance, and we help each other. We do help each other as to, like, when there's students over there, there's some students that I get that they're from Wasco and they want a program that they're offering in Wasco. Like, did you go over there? And they're like us. A lot of people don't know about them. I didn't know there was an adult school at Wasco. I don't know if there was an adult school in McFarland. Like, no, there is. So that you just have to go and look for it.
So I mean, each of them kind of offer
different things.
Some are the same, but some are a little bit different. Because I mean, just every program.
High school diploma and GED is probably usually the same. Those are how the adult schools usually starts.
I was asking. So, like tuition, is there any financial aid, or is it just pretty much
no? For our own. For our own CTE programs, there is no financial aid, but it's low cost. ProTrain, I know they have some type of payment plans that they work with the students. Our ESL citizenship program, our high school diploma, and our GED program, they're free. They're completely free. So just to, again, high school diploma, GED, ESL, citizenship, they're free. There's no fees attached to that.
I just wanted to bring it up because I was like, yeah, I heard about all that. I was like, well, what if people were like, well, how much is it gonna cost? Because I mean, that could be discouraging for some people.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
I don't know how much
free.
it's gonna run me. It could be a little bit of toss up on
The
that.
only ones that we have a fee is the CTE program. So that will be the business program, the nursing and the welding, and the ProTrain classes. So those will have fees. So
Yep, but it's a little bit of investment. It's just like business wise, when you think about that, is spend a little money to make money. You gotta be willing to invest in whatever you want to do. So I mean, it seems fairly low cost.
Yes,
fairly low cost, even in today's economy, because everything's expensive right now. I remember CSUB's tuition when I attended for a short while, and then now you see what they are, and it's a semester program. Exactly. It's like, oh yeah, no, I can't do that. It's too expensive. It's gone up.
I know what you're talking about.
All right. Well, again, we thank you for being here on this episode. We'll hope to have more episodes like this, bring more information to the citizens of Delano and outlying communities. If you have more questions, get a hold of the Delano Adult School. Again, their number is 661-720-4171. And of course, you can find them online. Just Google Delano Adult School, it'll take you to their domain. And check this episode out on Facebook, and as well as a full episode audio on Apple Podcasts. And we will see you on the next episode. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andrew.
All right.